Summertime. They participate in basketball, baseball, tennis, beta club, BCA, student council, and is a class officer. His future plans are to go to college and work in the medical field. In Jaden's spare time, he loves to sleep and watch sports. Representing the junior class is Logan Research. He's the son of Chris and Michelle Research. Logan is being excellent time by Timothy Drill. Logan participates in tennis, basketball, and baseball. His future plans are undecided at this time. In Logan's spare time, he enjoys hunting and fishing. This year, we have 5 seniors representing our class. The first senior is Isaac Barnes. He's the son of Tony and Angela Barnes. Isaac is being represented tonight by Albany Volleyball. Isaac participates in student council, BCA, basketball, baseball, and in class secretary. The future plans are to attend university and major in biology. In Isaac's spare time, he enjoys going to Cardinal baseball games, working at Women's Brothers, and fishing. The second senior is Alex Boyd. He's the son of Greg and Boyd. Alex is being escorted tonight by Dave Browning. Alex participates in basketball, golf, student council, BCA, athletic council, and has been class president for his junior and senior year. His future plans are to attend a 4-year college and become a physical therapist. In Alex's spare time, he enjoys playing sports and spending time with family and friends. The third senior is Brandon Cuccinella. He's the son of David and Wendy Cuccinella. Brandon is being escorted tonight by Bella Thorne. Brandon is a 4-year varsity tennis player, vice president of BPA, and student council treasurer. His future plans are to attend a 4-year college, majoring in accounting and engineering. In Brandon's spare time, he loves to hang out with friends, play video games, and go on vacation. Okay, time for the winner. My bad. The fourth senior is Kate Henry. The son is John Henry Manor. Gabe is being escorted tonight by Alita and Dr. Joseph. Gabe participates in football at Washington High School. The future plans are to attend Purdue and University for grad students. In Gabe's spare time, he loves to hunt and fish and spend time with his friends. The fifth and final, Rob Sherman. He is the son of Michael and Virginia Sherman. Rob is being escorted tonight by Emma Williams. Rob participates in football and radio TV. His future plans are to use the AMT program at his university. In Rob's spare time, he likes to make a certain amount of business degrees that suits the season to his English classes. Okay, so we would like to thank these candidates for participating in the bond. We have raised a total of $2,477.40 for the volleyball program. The 2020 Mr. Bond is Alex Boyd.
And good evening, everyone. From the Hatchet House in Washington, we've got exciting girls volleyball for the first time ever on Memories 107.9 and WAMW, AMFM.com. I'm Dwayne Shake. Gretchen Miles will join me momentarily as we get ready for this varsity showdown with the Washington Lady Hatchets and the Heritage Hills Lady Patriots. Your Hatchet pregame brought to you by Bobcat of Davies County. Greg Boyd and the team at Bobcat of Davies County proud to support the Hatchets. And speaking of the Boyd family, congratulations to Alex Boyd, senior here at Washington High School. Prior to our game tonight, Alex was crowned as the 2020 Mr. Bod, which is an annual fundraising tradition for the Washington volleyball team. This year's Mr. Bod contest between the 5 senior candidates raised $2,400 towards the volleyball program. So a great job to all those involved with the Mr. Bod, and congratulations to this year's winner, Alex Boyd, a senior here at Washington High School. When we come back, we'll talk with Gretchen Miles. We'll set up this varsity showdown, and we'll talk about upcoming matchups, because I'll tell you what, this is one of a slew of some big challenges for Coach Madison and his squad. Stay close. You're listening to Lady Hatchet Volleyball from the Hatchet House on WAMW. This varsity matchup with the Lady Hatchets and the Heritage Hills Lady Patriots. Gretchen Miles helping with the broadcast this evening. Good to have Gretchen on board for tonight's broadcast this evening. Gretchen, here's a good showdown. Washington's volleyball team, we wanted to get them on the air tonight because these girls deserve the recognition. They have had a fine season, and it's far from over.
Right. I mean, they've done a really good job this year, and the team's really turned the corner. They're 12-3 presently tonight. Playing a conference game with Heritage Hills, who's 7-9. But when you look at who they've played and their wins, their losses have been against really good teams. Probably the only loss that would be comparable to what our kids have played is they did get beat by Princeton in 5 sets, where our girls beat Princeton in 3. So that was kind of one of the games that you could kind of see a little lopsided either way on that one. But they played a couple Indianapolis teams. They've beat Jasper. They played some Evansville teams. So when you kind of look out there, they've got some big girls, some tall kids up at the net there that, of course, will always give hitters fits. So this is going to be a great matchup tonight. That's
the one thing that stands out for me right off the bat is the height of this Heritage Hills Patriot team. And you're right. You throw records aside. You know, one of the big scary points when joining the PAC conference, let's face it, and you know, as the girls basketball coach all across the board in any program, is Heritage Hills. They're solid sport to sport each and every year.
Yes, and I mean, they have kids come out for all sports too, and a lot of times it may be the same kids, but I mean, they're out there participating in as many sports as they can, and you know, they've got a couple of 6-footers down there that, you know, we need to make sure that they're not playing basketball this year. But I don't remember them on the scout report last year, so
I wasn't going to say anything.
I'm hoping they're just a volleyball player. You know, maybe they should just stay with one sport. But no, they've got some good size, and Rebecca Gordon actually is a really good basketball player on their team, number 15, and she actually signed to play at Auburn for basketball.
Wow.
Yeah, so a big-time school with that. So you just got athletic kids obviously doing what they should be doing, is just playing as many sports as they can, and when that happens, your teams are going to be successful.
Well, let's not rule out these Lady Hatchets, though. I'll tell you what, I have several of these girls in my class at the high school in the radio TV program, Cancian, Elena, and Bella.
Oh, my,
that's the trifecta right there, but they're fun, they're athletic. These girls are solid, also basketball players, and you know what kind of athletes we're talking about there.
You're exactly right. I mean, you know, they've had a great year, the whole team has, and Elena Cancian they're just really special players. You know, and I understand you got to have other players to complete a team, and everybody's got to do their role and their job, but those two, athleticism, their ability to want to compete and get better is contagious with everybody. And what I love about them the most is like their personalities towards their teammates and people. I mean, they just love everybody. I mean, they're like I said, they're contagious. And to be freshmen a couple years ago, playing varsity in all 3 sports. You know, you just don't see that very often at a high level. You know, they're not just playing varsity because there's nobody else. I mean, they've earned those spots, and upperclassmen love having them on their team because they're team players. They get the job done. They're highly competitive. They work hard, and they just bring everybody together. So they're just that spark that every team needs. And then when you take a look at volleyball, girls basketball, and tennis, the success they've had the last few years, there's a big reason for that.
Well, and you know, these girls, I don't even think they know their talent. I mean,
No.
you know, they're not ones that are braggadocious.
No.
Look at that word, braggadocious.
Yeah, I'm going with you. Where's Coach Brothers? But I'm gonna go with you.
They're
I
just
agree with you.
they're just so laid back, and they're team players. They're not ball hawk. They get the whole team involved, and they're just so laid back and easygoing as well. And the teammates love them. You're right.
You're exactly right, and the personalities are contagious. And you're right, they're so humble. But as a coach, you know, when you're talking to them about, hey, you know, like, what do you think you do well for our team? And sometimes they have a hard time coming up with something. I'm like, whoa, you know, like, you guys do a lot of great things, but they just don't. They're just not that kind. They're not that kind of kid. You know, they want to do whatever they can to help their team. And what I love about them too is they love when their teammates are successful. I mean, it's hard to see kids do that nowadays, maybe when things aren't going your way, or maybe one kid's getting a little more of the limelight than others, but they love when their teammates do something well, and they're great kids. They do a great job, and you know, with the volleyball team also too, they've got kids that are just playing really well right now and turning the corner. They lost some really good seniors last year, so you got to have some time to get people to mold and gel together. But they're playing some really good volleyball, and I know the last couple games they've maybe lost to Mount Vernon and Tecumseh and Evansville Rights, but those are 3 really good teams, and that's the teams they want to play. And it'll be the same tonight with Heritage Hills.
Well, one thing that concerned me today, I did notice that Consia was wearing a boot. What's her status? Does she have an injury to that left leg?
She has kind of a strained Achilles, or it's kind of attached down to the Achilles up to the calf muscle. So it's a little bit strained. And I tell you what, Consia is one of those kids you can joke with, so I'll tell my Consia story. Last night we saw her at the soccer game and she had a boot on, and of course she's trying to dodge the coaches because she doesn't want the coaches to say anything, you know. Consia, what happened? Oh, it's my Achilles. I said, Achilles injury? Don't you have to jump? Doesn't that happen when you jump? I said, you jump? You know, and she just gives you that look like, Coach, you're killing me, you know. But no, I mean, that kid just kind of went down for a ball and felt it pull back there. But who's out there warming up?
Yeah,
it's Consia. That's exactly right.
She's not going to sit out.
And there's that fine line of being hurt and being injured, and that kid just doesn't comprehend injured. She wants to play.
How about this senior class, too? We got to give them recognition because this is a fine group of seniors. These guys are close to my heart as I have a son in the senior class as well, and I know all these girls, all these members of the senior class, and it's just a fine group of seniors this year we have.
Well, in this senior class with volleyball, too, again, they bring a lot of the young ones up with them to understand what it takes to be a varsity player and to understand what they expect when you put on that Hatchet volleyball jersey. But they were able to celebrate senior night last week, which thank goodness, because you just never know when the season could be, the plug could be pulled. You've got Bella Thorne and Jade Browning and Albany Walden, and you have Emma Williams down there, and I feel like and Alita Dradanoska. So there's 5 of them out there that put in a lot of time and, again, understand what it means to be successful at the varsity level, and they've done a great job with the leadership piece.
Well, those 5 seniors are definite leaders and leaving their mark on Hatchet volleyball. And as you said, it's really turning the tide. Coach Brett Madison took over the program, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago. He really does a nice job with these volleyball Hatchets.
Well, you know, as people know, too, with coaching, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on that people don't know happens, and that's what you have to do to be able to start from the ground level up. And he's done a great job of getting parents involved and the younger kids involved in playing and just get experience with volleyball. You know, at the 1st and 2nd grade level, 3rd grade level, just to be around it a little bit. So he's done a tremendous job of sparking that interest with kids, and it takes time. I mean, not only just time for it to happen, but time out of his life, his personal life, to be able to start to teach those fundamentals at such a young age so the kids are ripe and ready when they get to that junior high school age.
Got off to a good start. JV, 2 quick wins in the first 2 games, 25-10, 25-20. Looked good.
Yeah, they had a great start also, and that first set especially, they really set the tone and got down a couple points in the 2nd set, but you didn't see them hang their heads or fold, and they came back strong and aggressive and found a way to win.
It's Washington Hatchet Volleyball tonight, first ever. I got to come clean, and I'm an honest person. This is absolutely my first live in-person volleyball match that I've watched. So I'm
That's
excited.
scary when we're both doing volleyball and we need work on the vocabulary. But I brought my cheat sheet, so I think we're good. I think we're gonna be okay.
Sets. I know something like that. But I'm excited about it, excited to watch it, and excited to bring them more coverage because the girls deserve the recognition. That's what it's all about. These guys play hard. They give it their all, and I'm telling you, come postseason tournament time, you're going to watch these Lady Hatchets.
You're exactly right. And you can tell that they're just they're ready for it. They've been playing well. And, you know, for them to be able to not only be televised on YouTube but also the radio station, like, thank you for doing that and thank the sponsors for making this happen because you're right. Hopefully, you know, the people that can't come out will view into it. But also maybe when they watch, they're going to say after the game, like, we got to get out and get to a game. Let's support these kids. And we all know no matter what sport it is, when you have the crowd going crazy and on your side, it just helps with that little extra motivation to get the job done.
Well, put on your assistant AD hat for a moment. The rules for the volleyball, as far as the amount of people that can come in, is there a set number for that?
There is not a set number for that due to the fact that we have a 7,000 capacity gym, so plenty of space for people to social distance and encourage, obviously, to social distance and wear their face mask. And we've just got so much space in here, so we're super lucky with that. And the coaches from both teams do a great job of, you know, when the kids aren't playing, they're masked up and they're trying to social distance, again, the best they can wherever they're sitting. And just, you know, we all have to just do our part so the kids have a chance to compete. And we all know COVID is just, it's inconvenient. It's just what it is. But for us to give kids a chance to compete, we've got to do our job to make that happen.
It's been an interesting year, no
Yes.
doubt about it. But
it's so nice to hear kids on the court just being competitive and the shoes squeaking and, you know, for some giggles from here to here and some high fives. And this is what feels normal when you get to see kids out here competing.
I said this with Dr. Roach in an interview last week. You know, it's funny. The kids March, they got let out and they were all excited and, no more school, no more school. Truth of the matter is, I think after that long march through graduation and even the start of this year being up in question, they want to be in school, Gretchen. They want to be playing high school sports. These are the memories you can't get back.
You're right. And just to start the year, you can tell, like, when you know you're going to have to wear masks at school, that's different, and people kind of wondered how that would go. And the student body and the faculty and staff were tremendous with it because, like you said, they want their school back. They want their normalcy back. They want to be back with their friends and their teachers and their teammates. So in order to do that, you know, you've got to sacrifice. You have to do what's right in order for things like this to happen, whether it's through the school day, extracurricular, whatever the case may be. To get the job done, you got to do what you're told. And they've done a tremendous job with that. Super proud of them.
Gretchen will be back to help with the play-by-play broadcast, which is coming up in just a little bit. Thank you, Gretchen. We'll be back with more from the Hatchet House right after this. You're listening to Lady Hatchet Volleyball on WAMW. as we get ready for this varsity matchup in girls volleyball with the Washington Lady Hatchets and the Heritage Hills Lady Patriots. Lady Hatchets 12-3, Heritage Hills coming in at 7-9, but a very deceiving record for the visitors from Spencer County. We're getting set for the starting lineups and the national anthem, and we're just about ready to get this one started. Washington, the home team, in the black. In the gold, trimmed in black. Heritage Hills in the blue, trimmed in red. We got a good crowd on hand for this matchup, and boy, what a week coming up next week for Coach Madison and his squad. Starting Saturday, the volleyball team will play in a round-robin tournament at Pike Central. And then, listen to this, Monday, Tuesday, Bar Eve Monday night, Lagodi Tuesday night, and they've got Forest Park Thursday, all on the road. We'll talk more about that as we progress through. Stay tuned. Lady Hatchet Volleyball on WAMW. Pulling off double duty tonight as she is the PA announcer and announcing the starting lineups at this time. The visitors from Heritage Hills being introduced first, and then we'll hear the starters for the Washington Hatchets. Again, if you missed the JV scores earlier, JV got a nice opening win, handily defeating the JV Patriots 25-10, 25-20. So congratulations to Coach Paige Rohr and her JV squad for scoring another victory. Coach Madison now looking to follow suit. Before the break, I mentioned the crazy schedule coming up for these girls next week. They'll play Pike Central in a round-robin tournament on Saturday. And then Monday night is the big showdown with the Bar Eve Lady Vikings. Coach DeCourcy and the Vikings, just a powerhouse year in and year out on the volleyball court. It's going to be a great showdown. That's going to be at the new Bar Eve gym. And Monday night, you'll be able to hear that matchup on our sister station, Four Star Country, 95.9, 101.3, and AM 1580. So be sure to tune in for that Monday night. Washington and Bar Eve head-to-head. Then Tuesday, no rest for these Lady Hatchets. They're right back at it. They're going to go to Lagodi for another big showdown on the road against a very, very solid Lagodi team. And on Thursday, on the road at Forest Park. So lots of traveling for the girls volleyball team coming up next week and some big showdowns. It all starts right here, though, getting a win in front of the home crowd tonight as the Heritage Hills Patriots are here. And a big PAC conference matchup is set to get underway in a matter of moments. Again, Mr. Bod crowned earlier tonight. Congratulations to Alex Boyd, the winner of the 2020 Mr. Bod. And all in all, the contest netted $2,400 and some change for the girls volleyball program. It's one of their big fundraisers they do each year. So hats off to all those involved raising money for the program and its continued success. I tell you, Gretchen, you just do it all. You know what? You just do it all.
It's going to take a little more time. I was hoping you were going to speak a little bit longer because I think everybody can hear me breathing heavily at home.
You're doing a good job. You're
Thank
doing
you.
a good job. I'm excited to be working alongside Gretchen Miles. Normally, she's out on the court when we're here at the Hatchet House for girls basketball. But as I said, as I admitted earlier, first girls volleyball game, excited to watch it. I know they played at 25. I know about.
It's not, yeah, it's rally scoring. You know, back in the day, you could only get a point if you on serving. So now if you mess up serving, the points are going like crazy. So best out of 5 sets to 25, and if it goes 5 sets, the last one is to 15.
Here we go with set number 1.
Ooh, Bella Thorne with the dig in the back. Alita Dradanoska. And Taylor Walls that tip it back over. Number 7, yes, she did a nice job of just finding that space and just tip it in there.
I'm going to say this again. We've stressed it a couple times already. A 7-9 record for Heritage Hills, extremely misleading. This is a good team. They're off to a 1-0 lead to start this one off.
Albany Walden up to Emma Williams for the set. Elena Thorne with the kill. It's a good hit.
Wow.
But they dug it up out of the back there. The libero, number 6, coming through strong.
That's 2-0 Heritage Hills. And, you know, Thorne's power on that spike, she's bringing it, and that was a very nice dig there by the Patriots. That's 2 times they've done that now.
It's good just to see the kids swing hard, just go at it aggressively. But that front line for Heritage Hills, they've got some size.
Yes, they do. That's going to be a wall for them.
Taylor Walls, great angle on that one, definitely. Was able to get that kill before the defensive blockers could get set.
2-1 Patriots. Hatchets with the serve.
Alita Dradanoska, senior, libero.
Oh.
In the net. I know those are definitely points that coaches cannot stand when that happens. It's kind of like missed free throws. Just you and the ball out there.
3-1 Patriots.
Albany Walden to Emma Williams for the set. Bella Thorne. Good hit on them, but dug out of the back. A little tip from Heritage Hills. Ellie Reed puts it back over. Rebecca Gordon with the swing. Oh, Lita digs it up. Just a tough play for Emma to get out of the net there. But that Lita Dradanoska, she digs up everything in the back.
4-1. I'm going to give height advantage to the Patriots just slightly, I think, on that front line, Gretchen.
Little jump serve in the back for Heritage Hills. Good hustle by Albany Walden. A quick tip by Elena, but dug out by the Heritage Hills. Good swing. Good swing by Heritage Hills. I tell you what, from our angle, too, it looked like that was going long, and that thing just took a dive.
Well, in basketball, you know, you talk about communicating. It's even as important or more important in volleyball. You got to talk to your teammates.
And I don't, how they judge if that ball's going out or not, the kids really have a good, keen sense of that.
6-1 Patriots in the opening set. Heritage Hills jumping out early here at the Hatchet House tonight.
Of course, the 3 losses that Washington has had, they were on the road, so we didn't get a chance to see them. But as far as home matches go, this is definitely the tallest front line that they've played against all season, in the Hatchet House at least. Quick set by Heritage Hills. And she puts it down. They just, I tell you what, it's almost like they hesitate just a little bit to find the opening and just put it right there. They just know exactly where they're putting the ball.
Yeah, you can tell these girls on the Patriots have played together for a few years. They are a force up front.
They swing hard. Bella Thorne to Emma Williams. We're going to have to free ball it over. Oh, that was a quick little short set. Back by Ellie Reed to Elena Thorne. Good swing. There we go. Oh, what's the call here? Okay. In the net anyway. So it's going to the Hatches. That was a great swing by Bella Thorne. Again, another kid that you love to see getting up there and just get aggressive. She just shanked it right off that back corner girl's forearms.
7-2 now in favor of Heritage Hills.
Bella Thorne with the serve. Back row. Spike. Of course, there's Alita to Ellie Reed. Elena Thorne tries to tip it deep. Good reaction by Emma Williams. Good block.
There we go.
Good block there with Elena and Jade.
It's a game of rhythm, momentum, isn't it?
Oh.
I mean,
and it shifts so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you talk about the focus and concentration for a lot of points to be played in each set. Bella Thorne does a tremendous job of serving for the Hatchets. Tip over by Heritage Hills, back again. There's Alita.
What a battle at the net.
Yeah. Good job, Ellie Reed. It seems like that diagonal kill is kind of working for us and not just straight into the 6 hands of Heritage Hills up top.
7-4 now. Hatchets clawing back, trailing by 3 in the opening set.
Good serve by Bella Thorne. Tremendous serve. That's what that started, definitely. You can just hear that ball pop right out of her hands when she serves.
Tonight's match brought to you by the Donaldson Insurance Agency. With Donaldson's your number 1 and our home center more than just a hardware store.
Good job by Emmett Williams. Good dig to Alita. Jade Browning with the hit. Dug up out of the back by Heritage Hills. Here she comes again. Is it tipped? Yes. Tipped by Lady Hatchets. So point for Heritage Hills.
8-5, Patriots by 3, and they'll have the serve. Washington Chrysler Center proud to bring you Lady Hatchet Volleyball tonight. Downtown Washington.
Bella Thorne to Emma Williams. Lena Thorne with the left-handed spike. Dug up by Heritage Hills. Back to Lena. Back to... Ooh. Good dig by Alita. Jade to Lena. Has to tip it deep. Just keeping the ball alive. I think maybe a little miscommunication. I'm going to guess that doesn't happen very often for Heritage Hills.
Wow.
But we're going to take it.
8-6 now. Patriots by 2. Conceal Lavaseur checking in, giving Emma Williams a breather. Got a good battle here in the opening set.
Elena with a jump serve, left-handed.
Oh.
A good return. Just caught that momentum of Elena charging in, and they hit it deep.
I think Elena caught him off guard with that left-handed serve there.
And she's one of those kids that no matter where the set is, she'll hit it left-handed, right-handed. I mean, it's hard. Same way in basketball. It's hard to scout that because depending on which angle she has, she's going to hit it or shoot it with that hand. Conceal Lavaseur checks in up in the front row. Elena Thorne set to Ellie Reed. Good quick tip by Heritage Hills, but Elena Thorne right there to dig it out. Heritage Hills going to try it again. Whew, some heat on it.
That was a nice dig there by Thorne.
Yes, Bella to Alita to Elena. A back row spike again. Alita to Elena. Jade with the hit. Heritage Hills keeping it alive. Back row to Bella to Elena to Concia.
Ooh, wow.
It's a good dig by Heritage Hills, too.
Yes, it was.
Got to find that space.
This is a nice volley here.
It is. To keep it alive.
Oh,
right there.
man.
I know. Good hustle by Ellie Reed and Jade Browning. Just couldn't get it going.
You don't want to see anybody lose that one. That went for a while. 10-6, Patriots by 4 in the opening set here at the Hatchet House.
Bella Thorne, Lena Thorne with the set to Ellie Reed. Good approach, Ellie. Just right back at her.
Just can't get over those walls they got there at the front line for the Patriots. And they're tall.
They are.
I'm
they are
with
tall.
you. They don't need to be playing basketball. But I bet they do.
Lena to Concia. Trying to kind of change her approach mid-air there to keep it alive.
12-6, Coach Madison wants to talk it over with his team. We're in the opening set. It's the Patriots 12, Hatchet 6. We'll be back to the Hatchet House right after this on WAMW. Volleyball on this Thursday night. Glad to have you with us on WAMW and also on YouTube. Thanks to J.J. Brown, our cameraman tonight. WHSH Broadcasting on YouTube. Bringing it to you on air, online, and on the big screen. 12-6 in favor of the Patriots. Serve to Heritage Hills when play resumes.
Jade Browning to Lena Thorne up top. Jane trying to tip. Right back at him. Good hustle by Alita and Bella. Good tip by Jade right there in net, fighting for it. Little back row spike again. Ellie Reed to Alita. Just got to tip it over. Now the Lady Hatchets are really wanting that good bump up to the setter so we can get a clean spike.
Oh, man.
It's a good hit by Cancia. We just got to find some open space. Lena Thorne keeping it alive to Alita. Good space. There we go.
Yes. Nice spot
Just
right
a
there.
simple right. You could tell she put it there for a purpose.
Let's credit these Patriots, though, on their digs. I mean, Cancia is bringing it, and they have dug at least 3 of those now.
That's what we like to call it, Cancia the Hammer. Live us here.
12-7, Patriots by 5 in the opening set here at the Hatchet House.
Tip by Jay Browning, just kind of deflected off. I tell you what, even the front line that Heritage Hills has now, they have some size, but their ability to jump, the athleticism is pretty impressive up there, no matter who they put in that front row. Heritage Hills back to serve with a 13-7 lead. Service error by Heritage Hills.
13-8. Sandulo's listening to the volleyball game while watching the soccer game tonight. Thanks for listening in.
Multitasking, love it. Just can't get enough of happy sports.
Boys soccer down at Boonville tonight.
That is a trip.
Yes, it is.
Albany Walden with the serve. Alita to Elena. It's a tough spot for Jade to hit that. Looks like in the net by the Lady Hatchets.
14-8. The lead is 6 for the Patriots in the opening set here. Tonight's game coverage on WAMW, presented by Aces Restaurant in the Washington Country Club. Dining room opens back up next week at Aces. Stay tuned for details here on WAMW.
Albany Walden up to Elena Thorne. She had to tip it over. Elena to Alita to Cancia.
Oh.
Just a little mistiming on the jump on that one.
15-8 Patriots. Thorne covers some ground down there, doesn't she?
The wingspan is nice. Yes, it is, definitely. And just different, situations where you just don't think somebody's going to get to it. Just her length is unreal. And again, either hand, she covers a lot. Albany Walden, great bump up front to Elena to Taylor Walls. Little deep. Little deep.
Just missed, didn't it? 16-8 in favor of Heritage Hills. We're in the opening set here at the Hatchet House.
Alita Dradnoska up to Elena Thorne to Bella Thorne. Good dig by the Patriots. Elena to Alita. Cancia getting up.
Ah.
Yeah, the height on the other side is definitely a problem.
Just can't catch any breaks right now, Gretch. It's crazy.
It's definitely altering the way they come up and hit that ball, for sure.
Timeout on the floor again for Coach Madison as he talks to his team. 17-8 in favor of the Patriots in the opening set. We'll be back to the Hatchet House right after this with WAMW. Patriots get the opening serve after the timeout.
Elena Thorne to Taylor Walls. Nice block. I know.
Another nice block.
I'll tell you what, I can't imagine, and again, I'm not a high school volleyball player. When you're swinging that hard and you know those blockers are right there, you keep swinging hard. You know, do you alter what you do and try to tip it over? I just can't imagine the thought process that goes behind that. Good save by Alita to Taylor. Free ball over by Bella Thorne to keep it alive.
There we got one back.
We'll take
18-9 now in favor of Heritage Hills.
Emma Williams checks back in for Conceal Lebasier.
Hatchet JV boys soccer team defeated Boonville tonight 3-0. Varsity game coming up at Boonville.
Nice serve by Emma Williams.
Beautiful. Good spot right there.
I tell you what, some of the kills that we've been trying to attempt to Heritage Hills, of course, we're hitting it right to them. But, you know, that serve right there made them, you know, move a little bit. Finding that space, they had a hard time moving their feet. Of course, that serve is a little bit long. I would say when you're playing a team like Heritage Hills, we can't afford that many unforced turnovers.
Well, again,
or errors. I don't know what you call it in volleyball. They call it turnovers.
Patriots,
I think it might be errors.
The Patriots, you mentioned their opponents. You know, they are 7-9 coming in, but they play a very, very vigorous schedule. And this team's the real deal. 19-10 right now. They lead in the opening set to the Hatchets.
Bella Thorne to Emma Williams to Taylor Walls. Dig out of the back for Heritage Hills. Quick tip over. Alita to Emma. It's not
connecting right now.
We're just not getting a good enough approach to put that down. Good block by Taylor and Elena. Stay with it there. Roll spike from the back row for Heritage Hills. Alita to Emma, who's tipped.
How
Still
did they
alive.
do it?
They're everywhere. I tell you what, their size, they cover a lot of real estate.
That's in.
Those diagonal kills.
Good job there. That was Taylor Walls with the finish. 19-11.
Ellie Reed checks in for Taylor Walls.
Patriots lead by 8. Hatchets with the serve. You know, Alita Dradanoska in the back has really done a nice job back there.
She's quick. She anticipates well. She quick reactor, quick jumper from the ground up. Oh, we'll take another one.
19-12. Hatchets clawing back again.
And Alita really takes pride in that libero job. I mean, in a few minutes when we have some overall team stats, that kid has over 200 digs for the season.
Just deep on the service there. Makes it 20-12 in favor of the Patriots.
Alita to Emma. Up to Bella Thorne. Double hit from Emma Williams from the setter. Goes back to Heritage Hills.
21-12.
Jump serve from the back. Alita to Bella. Free ball over to Elena. Good swing, good tip there too by Ellie and Elena. Emma Williams anticipated that very well to dig it out of the back. That kill, that popped right off the floor quick. It almost went in the basketball hoop, I feel like.
The Auburn recruit there, what's her? You
Rebecca Gordon.
Rebecca Gordon. Well, she's playing basketball, but she could also go on a volleyball scholarship, I think.
She's pretty tough. Look at the size and the strength and just the accuracy to put those down.
23-12 now. Patriots on the verge of getting the first set here at the Hatchet House over Washington. Taylor Walls checking back in for Alita Dradanoska.
I'll tell you, our girls are in the correct spots when receiving these serves, but those serves they're coming off hard. You can tell they have some spin on it too. Tip back over by Elena Thorne. We'll take it, yes.
23-13.
We need to start, of course, points are points, but we need to start earning some points from our aggressiveness that we've created instead of the unforced mistakes that Heritage Hills is.
Jade Browning in for Albany Walden now.
Good serve by Bella.
Oh.
That was quick. I tell you what, even the setter, you think that she's going to hesitate and make it a high set, and she's quick. It's not as high, and they time it perfectly, that quick set.
Tough to defend.
I think that was on my volleyball verbiage cheat sheet.
Nice work.
Quick set. Thank you.
Nice work, Gretchen.
Thanks. Jay Browning to dig it out to Emma Williams. Tough one for Lady Hatchets to handle. Trying to keep it alive. That had some heat on it, too, from Heritage Hills. They were just definitely finding the gaps.
And that's the first set. Heritage Hills gets the opening set, winning 25-13 here at the Hatchet House. We'll be back with more right after this on WAMW. Welcome back to the Hatchet House. Dwayne Shake along with Gretchen Miles getting ready for set two. The Hatchets fall in the first set to the visiting Heritage Hills Patriots, 25-13. Gretchen, let's sum up that first matchup there.
I tell you what, Heritage Hills does not make very many unforced errors, definitely. I mean, they take every point where they get a huge advantage, and I think on our end, too, we're having a hard time, whether it's serve receive or trying to get a good setup to the front to our setter to get ourselves in a position to try to kill it. You know, we've had to do a lot of free balls, a lot of quick tips just to keep it alive, and just a little bit better organized, and these kids can get right back into it. But again, you've got two good teams going at it tonight, and it's a conference game. I mean, Heritage Hills, we are in the pack with Heritage Hills, and as far as conference play goes, Heritage Hills is 3-4 in the conference. To our 5-2, but they've also lost to Princeton, Mount Vernon, North Posey, and Tecumseh. Where we have lost to Mount Vernon, Tecumseh so far too. So we have some more conference games obviously to play, but they're right in the mix there, definitely.
Well, coming out strong early here in this next set, I think is going to be crucial, Gretchen. I really do.
And just for the momentum and the energy, okay, we got beat the first set. You're back to 0-0. How are we going to respond to this? We definitely need that leadership of those veteran players, the juniors and the seniors, to be able to step up at one point at a time and just to get over that first one. That's why it's the best out of 5. You get another shot here and just make the most of it.
Right at the net, Gordon punches it back home, 1-0 Patriots.
Right back at you.
If we can just find a way to get over that wall. Just a little tip right off of over their
3 or
fingers.
4 kids to grow about 4 inches quickly.
Yes.
Albany up to Emma. Left-handed to Elena. Good tip. I tell you what, when you watch Heritage Hills 2 go up, they are in the air deciding, am I going to swing hard? Am I going to tip it softly into space? I mean, they just, on the fly, they're ready. They just don't have it made up in their mind immediately what they're going to do. They do things with a purpose. Albany, great bump up front to Emma. Good block.
3-0 Patriots right off the bat here in the second set.
But you like to see our kids still stay aggressive. Just don't back down. Keep coming at them. Make them make the block. It was a great serve by Heritage Hills. It's a tough one to handle.
4-0 in favor of Heritage Hills.
Emma Williams to Elena Thorns. A little roll spike there. Keep it going.
$5-0 advantage Patriots.
Albany Walden up to Emma Williams. Bella Thorne, a quick touch. Dug up by Heritage Hills. Alita to Emma. Taylor Walls. Blocked by Heritage Hills.
Hatchets need to get that first point. Coach Madison wants a timeout. 6-0 in favor of Heritage Hills in set 2. They won the first set 25-13. Forgot to write that down. I believe that's what it was.
Yes, yep, you got that right.
So Patriots in control right now. We mentioned the tough schedule the Hatchets have coming up next week. They're in a round-robin tournament at Pike Central on Saturday, Monday at Bar Eve, Tuesday at Lagodi, Thursday at Forest Park. Wow.
That is a big week. You're exactly right. And you talk about, well, even Heritage Hills for tonight, and I know, Mount Vernon was very good, and so was Tecumseh and Wrights, but you're playing those teams that, as far as skill and ability goes, whether they're, just as good as you are, if not better, it's a great measuring stick for the kids to see, here's where we need to be. Or, we are good also, for us to come out and set that tone. But we definitely got to have a momentum shifter quickly here before this lead gets too out of control, because Heritage Hills seems like the team that it's going to be hard to keep chipping at that lead if we don't start getting some points quick.
6-0 right now, advantage to the Patriots in the second set.
And as far as all of Heritage Hills blocks, I don't know what you do.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why, Coach Madison does a great job, and he's down there and we're up here. But just sometimes I'm sure the kids are like, they're doing exactly what they're, supposed to be doing. They're swinging hard, trying to find different angles, but when they're there at the net, they're there at the net. Good serve by Taylor Walls.
6-1 after the service here by the Patriots, so the Hatchets get on the scoreboard.
Bella Thorne with the cross court. There we go. Was it tipped? No tip. No tip. Going to the Hatchets.
6-2.
That's what we need. 2 in a row here. Taylor Walls back to serve.
Good serve by Walls.
I'll tell you what, the last couple points we've had, the serve reception was not a very good bump up to the setter. And that's when you can kind of catch Heritage Hills off guard where they can't get everything clean. Just like that one.
Yep.
We'll take it.
6-4. Good timeout call by Coach Madison. Got his team calmed down after trailing 6-0. They're getting back in this one in the second set now.
Good serve again by Taylor, putting it back on their heels. It's going to have to be a free ball. Here we go. We need to take advantage of this. Elena to Emma to Bella. Tip, no tip, a little wide.
Oh.
Side out to Heritage Hills.
That was right close there. Just missed. 7-4 Patriots. They have the serve.
Bella Thorne to Emma. Just a little miscommunication and timing. Good idea, though. It was a quick set. Elena was right there to jump spike that. Alita to Emma. Tip over by Elena. Alita to dig it out again. Emma right there. Good. Ellie Reed keeping it alive. Let's get one here. Good. Bella to Emma. It's not getting a clean look at those. Albany to Emma. Bella,
That's
cross
it.
court kill.
Good finish.
I'll tell you what,
there.
yeah, she finishes well from that side. And here we go.
Jade Browning checking back in for the Hatchets now. 8-5, Washington trailing by 3 in the second set. They lost the opening set 25-13.
You're not going to see Bella Thorne miss very many serves, and she does. The way she serves it, it just skims the net. And a lot of times you'll see her hit the net and bounce over to the opposing side. But the hitting in the net is very uncharacteristic. It's kind of another unforced error on serve reception there by Thorne.
10-5, Patriots.
Bella to Emma, a back set to Elena. Good tip. There we go. Good. Found a good angle on that kill.
Kensia Lavaseur coming in now for Emma Williams. Elena Thorne with the service.
Deep. See, back in the day, that was called. I don't know what, I forget what it was called, but it's just not right. It just didn't look right. Good swing by Kensia, the hammer.
Good
yes.
Finish. 10-7, Washington getting back in this. Yeah, it wasn't off the hands. It was actually off the chest.
Mm-hmm. And just the way it sounds, too. It's just like that just doesn't seem like that should be legal.
Thorne's serve is strong, isn't it?
That's what we want right there. A hit from the back row, get us going here. Oh.
Not what we wanted there.
No, we can't have that happen against good teams like Heritage Hills. Got to refocus here and get back at it. Right back in the set.
11-7 now. Patriots by 4.
Bella to Elena. Up for Jade. Good swing by Jade. There we go.
Good job. That's the Hatchet senior, Jade Browning.
It's nice to get those front row players with Taylor and Jade and Kensia and Elena and Bella.
Her mom played a little volleyball back in our high school days.
Very good athlete. Very good athlete. Good angle. That's just tough.
Oh, I thought that went out.
No.
I was trying.
I know, right?
I was talking it out anyway.
That was a great cross-court kill.
12-8 Patriots.
Jade to Elena, up to Kensia. Alita to dig it out. Jade a quick set over. Set from the back row. Jade and Taylor right there, just off the blocker's hands.
Albany Walden re-entering now for Jade Browning. She'll serve for the Hatchets. They trail 13-9 here in the second set.
Good jump serve by Albany. Pass up top. Ooh. You could tell she was trying to do a little quick set over there. Just couldn't get enough over the net. We got to take it.
13-10. Patriots by 3. Oh. Just missed rolling over the top of that net. 14-10 in favor of the Patriots. They'll have the serve. McAllister Machinery, one of your proud sponsors tonight. The Crane Federal Credit Union, banking on a Hatchet victory. And D2B Pest Control. D2B means death to bugs. So the Patriots return the favor.
Would that be Barry Watkins reciprocating service errors?
Service errors. Barry'd be proud of that
He
one,
would
Gretchen.
be.
14-11 now.
Emma Williams. Ooh.
Oh, man, that just missed.
I know, from our angle, that was in, wasn't Dwayne?
Very, very close. Very close.
15-11. Heritage Hills. Alita to Emma. Elena Thorne to roll spike. Quick set. Emma Williams right there to Alita to Bella.
Oh, good dig.
Oh, nice from Alita.
Good dig.
To Albany, free ball from Emma to keep it alive there. A little punch over. Alita to Albany. Good little rally here. We need a good tip. Good tip. Slowed it down for Alita to be right there. Free ball, Albany. Oh, good tip. Good job for Bella Thorne. Emma Williams there. Good roll spike from Bella.
Bella right back up to get back in the action. That dropped in.
Wow. I mean, that was from the back row.
And laid it in perfectly. Just found a hole there. 16-11, Patriots lead.
That was a great kill. Sometimes you just have to, just kind of look at the kid and it was just great. Just a great hit, great space, great speed on it. Emma Williams to dig it to Alita, to Elena. Wow. Good hustle by Alita, but again, they're finding that cross court.
Man, oh man.
Seems like that's tough to cover.
There's not enough Hatchets out there.
Yes.
17-11, Heritage Hills.
Albany Walden to Emma Williams, to Elena Thorne. We're just not getting enough of those kind of traditionals, bump set, spike it. If you give Heritage Hills a chance to get set, they are definitely going to make you pay for it.
Hatchets trailing now 18-11. Coach Madison needs a timeout. 19-11 in favor of the Patriots. They also won the first set 25-13, so they're rolling right now here at the Hatchet House. Homecoming week for the Washington football team. Big matchup tomorrow night at Hatchet Hollow as the Pike Central Chargers will be in town battling for the new WAMW Battle of the White River Trophy. I've had a lot of feedback on this, Gretchen, and a lot of good ideas on what the trophy should look like. To be honest with you, I don't know what it's going to look like either.
That is interesting.
I
like that.
Very unique ideas.
That
for
is.
Sure. It's a new rivalry that coaching staff has created, and I was glad to be a part of it. So it'll be a traveling trophy, just like the Highway 57 helmet. And
That's a great idea.
We'll see who gets it.
Just trying to get rivalries back and going. You just don't see very many of them anymore at different levels. But, I mean, that's tremendous. That's a great idea. Love it.
Pike Central Chargers, Washington Hatchets tomorrow night. 7 o'clock kickoff, Queen crowning before the big game. It's just not your traditional homecoming, unfortunately. We don't have the big parade and didn't have the pep session, which is usually scheduled for tomorrow during school.
That is tough, yes. But you know what? We're glad that the homecoming court can get out there, and the fact that Mr. Cochran was able to arrange some bleachers in the end zone for 100 students to sit there.
Yes.
And of course, we've got to make sure that, we're following the guidelines and following the rules. So, they're going to have to be masked up and social distance. And if you get an opportunity, if you're one of those students, please do what you're told and follow those guidelines, because I know kids and fans, too, are just missing, not going to Friday night football games. But it's just kind of where we are right now.
Wow, what a save
Good save by
Patriots.
Rebecca Gordon there.
I tell you what.
We're just right there. We just can't get anything really to bounce our way tonight.
They're doing everything right.
Yeah.
I mean, that was well played by the Hatchets.
Yes. I mean, the hustle's there. You see most of the time they're right in those right spots. We just sometimes just can't get those bounces to go our way. Albany to Emma. Free ball from the back row from Alita. Good save there. Good blocking from Taylor and Elena. And again, point Hatchets will take it. Looks like Heritage Hills was in the net.
20-12. Ellie Reed coming in now for Washington, replacing Dradoska. Hatchets need some points here. Taylor Wall's a good person to get him with her serve.
She's done a nice job tonight. Been pretty consistent for us. Take it. But you can tell the way the Heritage Hills, as she was trying to tip it, she was tipping it to where nobody was there. I mean, she had the idea. I tell you what, the Thorns came up with the blocking at the net, and she had to change decisions quickly. Good serve by Taylor. It's hard for them to handle the first one. Taylor to Emma. Let's put one down here, Ellie. Ellie Reed keeping it alive. Good hustle by Albany.
Oh, man.
Tell you what, tremendous hustle. Tremendous hustle.
21-13. Patriots with the lead and the serve.
Trinity Reel to check in for Lena Thorne. Albany Walden to Emma Williams. Ellie Reed with the swing. Good idea, though.
Just wide.
Yes, like seeing Ellie Reed just stay aggressive. Just come at you aggressively.
22-13. (23-13). Ace by the Patriots.
The way that ball spins off some of those girls' hands, it's like knuckleballs.
Yeah.
Just find that space and just taking a dive. Bella Thorne up to Emma Williams, the setter. Trinity Wheel going to take a swing, and there we go.
Good job, Trinity.
Trinity split some time with JV and varsity, and you just know when that kid comes up to approach at the net, she's going to swing hard every time. Very aggressive player. Does a nice job. Bella Thorne. Here, Chills kind of struggle a little bit with that one.
Yep.
We'll take it.
23-15. Hatchets fighting back here. They lost the first set 25-13. Trying to get set 2 here, even this one up. It's a best of 5 in girls volleyball.
Good hustle by Bella Thorne. That's a little wide.
Just wide. Williams Brothers Healthcare Pharmacy, proud to bring you girls volleyball tonight. A big thanks to the Williams Brothers family. Also, Goodwin Sievers Funeral Home on State Street in Washington.
A little blooper there of a serve. Williams trying to punch it over. That's it.
Going to be the end of set number 2. So a 2-0 lead for the Patriots. 25-13, 25-15. Hatchets got to win. When we come back, we'll have more at the Hatchet House after this on WAMW. Welcome back here to the Hatchet House. Dwayne Shake with Gretchen Miles getting ready for set number 3. The Hatchets trailing 2-0 right now over a very, very good Heritage Hills team. Gretchen, we were talking during the break there. It's not that we're playing bad. this team is just good.
Yeah, and sometimes, teams are just better than you are. I mean, but again, we have another set to bounce back. But, like you said, this stretch of games, you need to get something out of them, obviously, and you obviously want to try to find a way to win. But when you have, Heritage Hills, and you said next week with the powerhouses of Bar Eve and Lagodi back-to-back, I mean, if that doesn't get ready for tournament, I don't know what will.
On the road.
That's exactly, yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. But playing those quality opponents, all that does is it makes you better. But it's always nice, too, as a coach, you can find a way to not only be competitive in those games, but find a way to win.
Tonight's game brought to you by the Edward Jones Advisors, Sarah Browning, Doug Bubalo, and Scott Cordova. Also, Davies Community Hospital's Core Center, Main Street, downtown Washington. 1-0, Hatchets get the lead on the serving error by the Patriots as we start set number 3.
Taylor Walls is really bringing that heat on those serves. Good angle.
The equalizer. 1-1. Patriots want to end this one and head home.
Alita to Emma up for Cancia to get going here.
There
we go. Good swing.
Bella Thorne checking back in for the Hatchets. Place of Albany Walden. 2-1. I believe this is the first time the Hatchets have led tonight.
I think you might be right. Yes. That's going to be what's going to change at this set right here. Man, that kill about took out Jade and our flagsman.
2-2, all tied up once again.
I'll tell you what, those cross-court kills, those are hard. Those are hard to read and hard to adapt to. Tremendous angles from Heritage Hills, and Bella Thorne, Ellie Reed have done a nice job with the cross-court kills, too. Emma Williams, a little tough for Bella. She keeps it alive. Emma to Bella. Can't connect it there.
3-2, Patriots get the lead back. Heritage Hills won the first set 13-25. Second set 15-25. They lead here 3-2 in set 3.
Jade Bryan to Emma Williams. Good swing by Cancia. Dug up out of the back.
That gets down on a lot of teams.
That does, you're right. Yes, good swing. Of course, what you hope with our kids, too, is when they're coming in aggressively and swinging hard, and whether they get blocked or it goes wide, but just staying with it. Just not to doubt themselves and just keep coming back at them. I think just a miscommunication there in the back row.
5-2 now, Patriots. Washington won the JV match earlier, 25-10, 25-20.
Jay Browning, good hustler to keep that alive. But Heritage Hills right there. You could tell, I think she was salivating at the mouth for that one to come over.
They're a good fundamental team, Gretchen. They really are.
Alita to Emma, up to Bella. Another kill opportunity for Heritage Hills, and they connect.
It's a buzzsaw.
I know it does feel like when our kids go up to approach, there looks like there's about 25 Heritage Hills kids on their side. And then when they approach, it looks like we've just got about 2. It's a lot of more open spaces. Which Heritage Hills, I mean, they're tall and they're long. They cover a lot of space.
8-2, ace by the Patriots. Now everything going Heritage Hills' way. 9-2, another ace. Well, I mentioned this earlier, Gretchen, is that was a unforced error that we'll take. Heritage Hills, when we joined the PAC, that's one of those teams you starred. It doesn't matter what sport. They just got
They're good
bunch of athletes down there.
I'll tell you what, checking in, again, Trinity Real and also freshman Bree Browning. I don't know this for a fact, but just watching some games of the Lady Hatchets, I think this is the first time Bree has been in a varsity match. So getting, sometimes when you're one of those kids that, you know, play a lot of JV and you sit the varsity bench, you still have got to always be ready that when your name's called and opportunity knocks, that's kind of how you're going to answer.
I'm not sure what the call was on that.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Coach Madison wants to know.
That's a little clarification. I don't
They
blame him
gave
on
the
that.
point. They gave the point to. They gave the point to the Patriots. Hatchets regroup and answer, get one there. It's 10-4 now.
Taylor Walls checks back in. Ellie Reed with a nice serve. Taylor Walls keeping it alive. A little punch over by Bella. I mean, Jade was in the right spot. It just came with some heat.
They've had a ton of kills tonight. Their average height has got to be 6 foot, 6'1".
But when I printed off the roster on Max Preps, they only had 4 kids' height listed, and it was 5'11", 6 foot, 6 foot, 6'1".
Okay, there you go.
So if you're under 5'11", you do not get your height recorded on that roster of Max Preps. Bree Browning with the quick set to Trinity Reel.
Ah, too much on that one. 12-4.
It was a nice set by Bree Browning also. You know, when you're coming in as a freshman, your first opportunity, especially against a very, very good Heritage Hills team. Jade to Bree. A little tough one to handle up at the net there. Lena Thorne checking back in for Bree Browning.
13-4 in favor of the Patriots. Bree got some good minutes in there.
Yep.
She's got a smile on her face.
The kid's always playing hard, extremely coachable. Just works at it. Taylor Walls with the attempt kill there. Good block at the net, good tip. Elena to Trinity. Trinity keeping it deep. We'll take it.
Yeah, I think we got bailed out on that one.
Yes.
I think that was going out.
I think she was staying out of bounds when she played it. Yep.
13-5. Hatchets need some here. Albany Walden back to serve it.
Good serve by Albany.
Just
can't get it to go our way tonight. It's just one of those nights.
14-5. I hope it's not me. They'll never invite me back.
But you know, when things like this happen, there's got to be somebody to blame. And it's not fair to blame who's on the court. It cannot be their fault.
14-5, Patriots with the lead and the serve. Set 3. They won the first 2. Looking for the shutout here.
Albany to Elena. Trinity, good dig out of there by Elena Thorne. Quick to the ball. Albany, Jade keeping it alive. Jaden Taylor for the attempt block. There's a dig for Elena to Alita. Trinity got it blocked, but right back at her.
That's a net for the Patriots. So.
Take it, take it, take it.
14-6, Emma Williams coming in. Conceal Avasur checking back in for the Hatchets. Emma Williams will serve for Washington.
Nice serve. Quick set behind her.
That's out.
A little while. There we go.
We'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. I shouldn't call it from up here, should I?
I think when you're up top, you know, you've got the best angle.
You do.
Looking down.
14-8. I say
there
that.
We go.
I say that when we're calling basketball too.
We appreciate that.
14-8 now. Hatchets.
Starting to see some enthusiasm with the Lady Hatchets. Trying to make a little run here, connect some points. I tell you what, cross court.
You mentioned how well they find the holes, and they do it in midair. That was a classic case right there. Wasn't a bunch of room there, just a little bit, and
That's
they
a
found
tough
it.
angle, yes.
They landed it right there. The one spot Hatchets couldn't get to. 15-8, Patriots with the lead.
Albany up to Emma Williams. Can see Levisure with the approach. Blocked by Heritage Hills. Jay Browning up to Emma Williams. A little tough at the net there. Jade and Emma keep it going. Set to Cancia. And it's deep.
17-9. We're playing to 25.
Jade from the back row to Emma, up to Cancia,
Just
blocked.
Cannot get it over that wall.
Yeah, that has to be super frustrating as a player, but I like how the girls are just still staying at it, still coming at them.
18-9.
When you play teams like Heritage Hills on tonight, as well as they're playing also, and of course, as the other team, you don't ever want to be on that end of that, but it's such a great learning tool to see when teams expose different areas and what we need to work on to get better. And again, Heritage Hills is good. These are the type of teams that, I know Coach Madison wants to play.
It's the only way you get better.
You're right.
19-9 Patriots.
You find out a lot of team identity when you're playing against teams like this. Taylor Walls with the attempt of the kill. Free ball over from Heritage Hills. Jade to Emma to Cancia.
There you go. Good spot.
She's got a good approach. Gets up over the top. We should need a few more of those to go down to keep that enthusiasm going. Just get 1 point at a time.
19-10. Hatchets with the serve. Seems like it's been a while since we served, Gretchen.
I know. It's nice to have Taylor Walls back there during this time. Good serve by Taylor again. Back set to Heritage Hills. Taylor Walls right there to keep it alive. Albany Walden to Cancia.
Ah,
And they're just right there.
We got to see her in basketball, Gretchen. I know that's what's going through your mind right now.
And I'm not kidding. I'm looking at this going, I hope all four of those aren't playing. 5'11", 6 foot, 6'1". And they have that really good guard, the Litton girl. I mean, my lands.
2010, Patriots with the lead.
I'm going to go home and check that scouting report and see which one of those kids are on the
I know you
varsity and JV scouting report.
22-11.
Or who's moved in. Now you got me all fired up, Dwayne.
Well, Gordon's going to be playing.
Yes.
There's no denying that.
She's a nice player.
What? What'd she do?
Maybe a possible foot fault?
Man.
Yeah, those are, again, just some of the nights that things just aren't going well. And again, very uncharacteristic. We just don't see our kids doing that. It's kind of one of those nights.
21-11. Patriots get the serve.
Jade Browning bounces right back to get it back up to Emma. To Cancia, good
job.
angle. There we go.
Good job.
That was a good touch.
Thorne,
Good touch.
Elena Thorne back in. Trinity Reel back in. 21-12. Hatchets need this when they trail 2-0.
Elena Thorne back to serve. Back set.
We just seem
Another kill.
Seem to be laying it right there for him, you know it?
Yeah, they do a nice job. And the setter, too. I mean, she's spot on. I mean, we haven't probably seen very many errors from their setter all night either. Bella Thorne to Elena Thorne. Trinity Reel.
Too much. 23-12.
Jade to Elena. A little tip over by Bella Thorne.
Good
Take
job.
it. Yes.
Good choice there. The senior Bella Thorne. Taylor Walls checking in. Ellie Reed back to serve.
Good serve by Ellie. A quick tip, Ellie to dig it out to Elena, to Taylor Walls. It's right into the net.
24-13. Game point for the Patriots.
Alita up to Elena, to Taylor Walls for another swing. Good kill, good. And good aggressiveness. When you're down, knowing it's game point for Heritage Hills. She wasn't timid, not playing unsure. She just came swinging hard.
Hatchets stay alive. Albany Walden checking in for the serve. Hatchets trailing 24-14.
Good serve by Albany. A back row hit by Gordon. Alita right there, and good hustle with Albany to Elena. Quick tip by Taylor. Staying alive by Heritage Hills. Free ball to Albany. Up to Elena. Jade with the swing. Good hard swing. Just tipped off the blockers.
24-15. There's fight in this Hatchet squad.
Staying with it. Good serve by Albany again. Get a little roll spike. Set this one up here. Let's get this one here. Elena to Jade. Good swing.
Nice dig.
It was a good dig. Yep.
Man. There's the
Wow.
game. 25-15. Patriots get the victory, and they'll get the win here on the road tonight at the Hatchet House. Winning in straight sets. Hatchets fall 13-25, 15-25, 15-25. That'll drop their record to 12-4 on the season, while the Patriots improve to 8-9. We'll be back with our post-game report after this timeout on WAMW. Back here at the Hatchet House, Dwayne Shake with Gretchen Miles. Well, it wasn't the outcome we'd hoped for. Moved pretty quick, and the Heritage Hills Patriots, I said this word earlier, they're just a buzzsaw tonight. They came in, fired up, ready to play, and definitely not a typical 8-9 team that you're used to seeing.
Now, they were definitely firing on all cylinders, and again, you kind of wonder throughout their season. Again, they played a really good schedule. If they had some injuries, or you never know with COVID or quarantined or whatever, but this team came out and fired on all cylinders, and their length and their athleticism and the ability to jump and to find angles. It was just a lot for us to handle tonight. But again, our kids hung right in there. We had some good opportunities to string some points together, to be able to come back into the sets. But Heritage Hills just too much for tonight. And I tell you what, as a coach, we've all been on ends like this, like Coach Madison and his team is tonight. Probably the positive things you got to look at is you ran into a really good team tonight, and what can we learn from this that they exposed for us to fine-tune to get better? Because, of course, your goal is, the process is just to get better each day, and you want to get to sectional, playing your best volleyball come sectional time. But I think for tonight, you just be glad it wasn't at Heritage Hills. That makes for a long
Wow.
ride home.
You said it. Absolutely. Washington falls tonight in the varsity matchup, 13-25, 15-25, 15-25. Hatchet JV did get the preliminary win, 25-10, 25-20. We'll wrap it up from the Hatchet House right after this on WAMW. Back for a final time here at the Hatchet House, where the Washington Hatchet volleyball team falls to the visiting Heritage Hills Patriots in straight sets, 13-25, 15-25, 15-25. As we said, the Hatchet JV did win the first game, 25-10, 25-20. Gretchen, we can't say much more outside of, again, Heritage Hills is the real deal. They have some height, 6 foot, 5'11", and Hatchet's. They can match up with this team, though, Gretchen. I do think they can play with this team. They got to know that, and they got to put this one aside now because we talk about next week, and it is brutal. Bar Eve, Lagodi, Forest Park, all on the road, and it all starts with a round-robin tournament Saturday at Pike Central. Got to get some W's back in the winning column on Saturday.
Well, when you have games like this, and again, win or lose, play well, don't play well, you've got to address it quickly in the locker room, and then you just got to get over it, move on, and be ready to get better the next day. Because if you hang your head and feel sorry for yourself, it's going to be a long next week, and we know that the kids are not going to handle it that way, and Coach Madison, his assistant coaches are going to make sure come tomorrow to get refocused and just to get back at it and get better, because tonight, sometimes you just play somebody that's just better than you are. Sometimes you just get beat by someone better than you. But like you said, we had the pieces in there to be able to do that, and we have a very, very good volleyball team, and they do a tremendous job, and they've had a great year so far. You just don't want a few bumps in the road to drop your confidence and to drop how good you can be. And this team, too, we're still mid-season, and they've got a lot of growing to do, which is super encouraging because they haven't even, tapped into that team potential yet, and they've had such a great start. So it's going to be exciting to see these kids really turn the corner, keep getting better together. And sometimes you just have to have nights like this to be able to see, okay, here's where we are, and here's where we need to be. But then that big question is, what are you going to be willing to do to get there? What is each player going to be able to do to sacrifice, to step up, to bring their game every time in games and practices, to know their role and do it well, and to keep rolling. So tonight, just a tough night. Heritage Hills is just better, and you just got to get back at it. Because with volleyball, you're playing again quickly. It's bounce back time, and that's what's nice when you don't play very well is that you've got that game, that quick turnaround to get back at it again, and just to keep getting better.
This team is fun to watch, and I encourage you to get out and watch them and head to Bar Eve Monday night. That's a short road trip, and that's going to be a barn burner. We will feature that game on our sister station Monday, 95.9, 101.3, and AM 1580, so you could tune in for the broadcast Monday night as Washington battles Boonville in the new Bar Eve Gym, which is really, really a sight to see.
It looks super nice. I know I've caught a few games on when they have those live streamed, and it looks super nice. And I'm sure, too, they would like to fill that place up. And with that volleyball team, there's no doubt they could probably have a sellout crowd each night. And not only just from people from Montgomery, but just area fans that just want to watch really good volleyball teams play and to support them that way. But you're right. Just a tremendous facility and a great program. And Coach Amber, of course, he does a tremendous job. And, you know, she's very humble, very hardworking, and just every single year just gets the most out of every kid, every team. And that success definitely tells a story. Tremendous tradition there.
It'll be a good one. Again, Monday night, Bar Eve, Tuesday night, Lagodi, Thursday night, Forest Park, and the Hatchets play at Pike Central Saturday in round-robin tournament. Be sure to join us for homecoming tomorrow night from Hatchet Hollow as Washington welcomes in the Pike Central Chargers for high school football under the Friday night lights on the air at 6:45 on Memories 107.9. Gretchen, you're hired. You got a job here, man.
Hey, you set the bar low. I appreciate it.
For Gretchen Miles and our cameraman, J.J. Brown up there, who always does a great job, my name's Dwayne Shake. Thanks for joining us for Lady Hatchet Soccer on WAMW. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Shake Up.